Christmas boys, Christmas girls, and anything else that wants to be part of Christmas. It's Spoot with Fort Misery Gaming. Sinoalice, we've got a big banner. Oh god, it's so big. Oh lord. So the Little Mermaid Paladin banner has dropped. Just sort of go over bits and pieces of it just to show you what it is. It's kinda crazy. It's very large, as I am told very often. That's a joke. So we've got the Little Mermaid Paladin. God, I really love her art. Like all of the scythe wielding characters just look sick. Like every one of them. It's absolutely insane. So this one's actually pretty good for gunners and paladins and anybody that needs magical attack because it's 700 again. So 700 is kind of the standard for some of these. That's a big chunk of stats. You also get a little bit of magic defense, which is, you know, kind of neither here nor there. But you do get a cool looking sprite. She's kind of all like punk rocked out. I'm a big fan of it. She needs more belts. We need a Final Fantasy character. Alright, Scythe of Sorrows, her weapon. Cool looking weapon. Not a very good weapon. It's 4600 at level 80. It has a tier 3 attack to 2, has a decreased small amount magical defense, and it has replenish magic 1. By all reason, we probably should have gotten this banner like a month and a half ago to make it mostly useful. If you don't have a spear grid, this goes into it well. Otherwise, I would say, it's okay. The class is good, so getting the class, you get a spear with it. It's not the worst thing. Bow of Scales. 4700 stats at level 80. It's a tier 3 damage to one enemy, and it also increases your own magical defense by a small amount. But it's got anti-magic damage barrier 2. So I guess it buffs you against magic attack a little bit. I don't know. I guess if you're going gunner, it's okay to get, but it's not a great one. Here's where the banner takes a turn. We've got the Violin of Scales. Stats are still a little low, 4700, 4755 at 80. But it's got a 2-stat, 2-target support boon 2. So you can increase physical and magical def of 2 allies by a tier 2. And it's got support boon 2 on it. Minstrels, my boys, my girls, my fellows, my ladies. You gotta pull for it. That's nuts. Plus, it's got an LL in the future, so at least it's got a little bit of future-proofing guaranteed. But, man. Guys, that thing's nuts. Especially because we've been in a little bit of a drought for good defensive weapons that cover 2 stats recently. And since the first physical Half Nightmare came out, we're seeing a lot more people using the Half Nightmare Crusher and things like that. So, it's good. Yeah. You should probably pull on it. Staff of Scales, recovery support 2, possible 2-target, tier 3 heal, 4500 stats. The stats are kind of dookie, but it's recovery support 2, and there are not a ton of those floating around right now. So, plus a possible 2-target, tier 3 heal is pretty good. These are all 17 cost, except for this one, the last one. The Demonic Sword of Ripples, which I believe in Global is just the Sword of Ripples, or the Ripple Sword. So stat-wise, this is probably the best one. It's over 5k, even though it's a tier 3 attack with a slight physical attack buff, and then you have P-attack support on it, so like, if you're still swinging Breaker, it's fine. Everybody else, if you pull this, it's fine, I guess, but you're not really aiming for it. And freeze golems on raid up, boys! He gives you every stat except for magic attack, which is kind of poopy, so sorry guys. But he's pretty good otherwise. He's definitely good against countering the big 3 right now. Casting him against a UFO is strong! Especially if you're not trying to hedge a Shadow Lord against a UFO. sort of leaves you open for better opportunities. Yeah, it's pretty good, guys. So overall on this banner, the book is almost a must pull. The class is pretty good. The weapon with the class is mediocre at best, but the class is pretty good. The bow is okay, but not something I would chase, and then the staff is pretty good. Freeze Golem being on rate up and the sword being on the banner kind of sucks, because like that's 6 items on rate up. So, I mean, not like, you know, we don't pull SRs here, but, you know, that's a lot to go through. So, too long didn't read. Via, if you're a minstrel, I think you have to pull, mostly because it doesn't look like the New Year's banner unless we get like some really crazy announcement by Monday, which keep an eye out for. Like, this banner's up for a couple of days, so like give it a week. See if we get any other announcements that look better, but I do not believe we will, at least not for minstrels. So minstrels should probably pull this one. Clerics, think about it. Recovery support 2 is kind of feast or famine right now. Like, they're either... There's only maybe a half dozen of them, a little over 8 or 9, I believe. So not many of these floating around, and a possible 2 target is always pretty good. And then Paladins should probably consider pulling, just because, I mean, that's a lot of magic attack, guys. All right, that's it. Hope you guys are having a good holiday season. And if you're not, I'm sorry. If you leave me a comment below and tell me you're not having a good one, I will give you a personally handcrafted message and to try and make you feel better. I don't know how personal they'll be because I don't really know any of you personally, but I'll try. All right, you'll get your very own digital Christmas YouTube comment from Spoot. How do you like that? It's pretty sweet. So, like, comment, subscribe, do all your shit, and you guys be good. Be safe.